Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and a Happy New Year, one and all. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you this high school varsity boys hockey contest between the visiting Wellesley High School Raiders and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It is a special broadcast here today, not only because this is the first home game of the season for the Brookline Warriors after a 5-game road trip to open the year, but also because I'm not alone on this broadcast. We've got a very special guest commentator with us. Joining me is my color commentator, Lawrence School 8th grader Sam Lowenstein. Sam, say hi to the folks at home.
Hey, nice to meet you guys here. Going in 2-3, the Warriors needing to get back up to 500. Or to save a struggling start.
It's been an up and down start for sure. And Brookline coming off a 1-1 outing in their holiday tournament up in Vermont, losing the Buster Brush Holiday Tournament final to Middlebury, Vermont. Wellesley also coming in off a loss, losing 2-0 to Lincoln Sudbury, but overall they've had a stronger win-loss record at 5-2. And let's really quick go through the lineups for the two teams. We'll start with the visiting Wellesley High Raiders. Going in order of jersey number for Wellesley, first off we have a junior goalie, number 1, Ryan Ocampo. Next, a sophomore defenseman, number 2, Noah Myers. A sophomore forward, number 3, Will Cooney. A senior defenseman and alternate captain, number 4, Mac McDonough. A junior defenseman, number 5, Patrick Maxwell. A senior defenseman and alternate captain, number 6, Owen Hamburger. A sophomore forward, number 7, Beckham Gould. A junior forward, number 8, Aiden Riley. A freshman forward, number 9, Connor Myers. A senior defenseman, number 10, Gabe Oberbach. A sophomore forward, number 11, Brian Pezelich. A sophomore forward, number 12, Evan Farley. A senior forward, number 14, Kevin Pezelich. A junior forward, number 15, Brody Sharp. A senior defenseman, number 16, Diego Demio. A junior forward, number 17, Cole Adams. A senior forward and captain, number 18, Kyle Parker. A junior defenseman, number 19, Ty Desmond. A senior forward, number 21, Max Palladino. A senior forward and captain, number 22, Nils Tellender. A sophomore defenseman, number 23, Matthias Demio. A senior forward, number 26, Wiley Perizzo. A junior forward, number 28, Teddy Yang. A freshman goalie, number 29, Connor Foley. And a senior goalie, number 30, Ronan Bassett. Head coach of the Wellesley High boys hockey team is Paul Donato. And now at the visitors roster given, let's move over to the left and let's talk about the home team, Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number, once again, first off we have a sophomore defenseman, number 2, Jack Herman. A freshman forward, number 3, Ricky Ace. A senior defenseman and captain, number 4, Noah Gurdon. A sophomore forward, number 6, Greg Aptekman. A junior forward, number 7, Connor Erdman. A senior forward, number 8, Tommy May. A junior forward, number 9, Max Guo. A junior forward, number 10, Jace Gungadarin. A senior forward, number 11, Seth Walpowitz. A senior forward and captain, number 12, Henry Ames. A junior forward and captain, number 13, Grady Ames. A sophomore forward, number 15, Eitan Kat. A junior forward, number 16, Alex Lynn. A freshman defenseman, number 17, Jamison Young. A junior defenseman, number 18, Thomas O'Brien. A sophomore defenseman, number 19, Ryan Wilson. A sophomore forward, number 21, Owen Lacey. A junior defenseman, number 23, Dylan Katz. A junior goalie, number 30, Jack O'Connor. And a sophomore goalie, number 31, Craig Haas. Head coach of the Brookline High boys hockey team is Anthony Sarno. So those are our two rosters. Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan along with Sam Lowenstein here at Walter Brown Arena, and you are watching Brookline High Hockey.
goes back to Redding. Long shot, deflects. Erdman puts it in!
Puck squirts out. Tien sends a shot in, saved, and it's put back by Gurdon! Oh, a big chance breakaway. Brendan Peck the other way. Shot saved by Haas! Slow approaching pass. Redirected in! Grady Ames! Block recovered by Erdman. Shot. Juicy rebound. Henry Ames! It's an Ames family party out here at Walter Brown. All right, we got pregame ceremonies going on. We'll soon have the national anthem. But first, the starting lineup. First starter for Wellesley, number 7, Beckham Gould. Next up is number 4, Max McDonough. Number 6, Owen Hamburger. Number 14, Kevin Pazulich. Number 18, Kyle Parker. And a freshman goalie, number 29, Connor Foley. Now the starters for the Warriors. First, a defenseman and captain, number 4, Noah Gurdon. Another defenseman, number 17, Jamison Young. At wing, number 7, Connor Erdman. Another wing, number 21, Owen Lacey. And at center, a captain, number 13, Grady Ames. And in net, number 30, Jack O'Connor. And now we will get the national anthem, and then we'll have the opening puck drop. All right, that was our national anthem, and soon we will have our opening puck drop. Happy to see we already got some fun audience participation going in the live chat. One of our regular viewers, Marlene Lyons, Go Warriors, and Dylan Katz from Aunt Marlene in Michigan. Thank you as always for tuning in, Marlene. If anyone else wants to give any particular shout-outs to their favorite players or let us know where they're tuning in from, feel free to let us know in the live chat. Sam, this should be a good one today, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. Wellesley, much more kind of accomplished team this year, 5-2 record. But Brookline, if we get this win, we'll set a ton of momentum for the upcoming season. Wait, who are we playing the next couple games? Because
the next couple of games, because
Brookline
together,
we'll be set up.
Brookline is, like I said, after an opening road stretch, they are now back home here for their home opener against Wellesley. And then, interestingly enough, they have another home game coming up against Newton North, but it's actually not going to be here at Walter Brown. It's going to be at Ryan Arena in Watertown.
That game will be at the John Ryan Arena.
And here we go as we start. The opening faceoff is controlled by Wellesley, moved into the Brookline end. Good forward movement by Wellesley's number 14, Kevin Pazulich. Puck gets moved around the boards. Couldn't quite be cleared. And a long shot stopped by Jack O'Connor off a long shot from number 4, Max McDonough. And a lot of pressure in front of the net off of that shot from Wellesley.
Also a little bit of pushing and shoving. Number 18 for Wellesley getting up in the face.
That is number 18, Kyle Parker. So Wellesley showing they are going to attack right from the beginning. They are coming off their lone shutout loss of the year so far, last game against Lincoln Sudbury, so you know they're eager to attack as that shot turned aside by O'Connor. Eitan Cat clears it out as number 4 gets pinned to the boards by Henry Ames of Brookline. That was McDonough who got pinned there, but now it's pushed back into the Brookline end, corralled by O'Connor. Leaves it for Noah Gurdon. Behind the net, starts skate out, dangerous pass intercepted, and a shot just missed wide. That was a golden opportunity for number 8, Aiden Riley. Henry Ames lifts it out to the neutral zone where it is corralled by Wellesley's number 5, Patrick Maxwell. Sent up the line but blocked by Jamison Young. Now Riley recovers the puck, starts skating with it. Poke check by Grady Ames, gets it into the Wellesley end, but it is recovered by number 10, Gabe Aberbach. Pass across to Maxwell. Maxwell sends it all the way other side, but just misses his target. Cleared out by number 18, Thomas O'Brien. Now around they pass. Some really nice passing, but the shooter got double teamed there. That was Brody Sharp, who was trying to get a shot off and could not. It's recovered around the back. Sharp sends a pass back to the blue line to Maxwell. Across. Shot blocked by Connor Erdman, but almost got past O'Connor as it was sliding through traffic. Now recovered by Dylan Katz, sent off the boards. Controlled by Erdman. The clear attempt blocked twice, and now it's taken back by the Raiders. Long shot sails high off the stick of Sharp. Battling for it, they try and send it through the slot, but nobody there to receive the pass from number 22, Nils Tellender. It's going to slide all the way down. It's going to be controlled by Maxwell. Long push, gets away from number 17, Cole Adams. Gurdon's going to get there first, but Adams pins him to the boards, takes the puck. Shot is turned aside by O'Connor. That was number 21, Max Palladino, off the one-timer there. That one poked loose by Jace Gungadarin, but it's kept in the attack end by Wellesley. Pushed around the boards by number 2, Noah Myers. Recovered by Jack Herman, sent to Gungadarin, who lifts it. And it's going to be chased down, no icing. Noah Myers gets it before it crosses the red line. Sent around the boards, and now Wellesley coming back on the attack. This is Palladino pass. Oh, just whiffed on an open one-timer chance for number 17, Cole Adams. Wellesley so close to scoring on that one. That insert blocked by number 23, Dylan Katz. Katz sends it around the boards. Gungadarin trying to lift it, gets it past and up to Young, who passed across to Herman. They got the 2 defensemen up forward as a bit of a reversed formation there, but Wellesley does take the puck back. It's sent off the boards. Collision for the puck, and it's recovered by Katz. Katz sends it out to the neutral zone. It's corralled, and a long shot turned aside by O'Connor as Pazulich sent that one in. Katz sends it off the back. A hard collision between Pazulich and O'Brien, but it is recovered by Parker, sent back to Maxwell. Long insert, misses the net wide. controlled by Cat. Cat sends it out to the neutral zone. Max Guo putting up speed, but it's turned aside by Maxwell, and that is going to be an offsides call against Brookline.
And man, Brookline, they kind of needed that offsides call. It's been a really tough start. Jack O'Connor really carrying them. This has been, what, 10 or something shots?
It's
and Wellesley,
been,
especially on that one-timer, they come so close to scoring. We're really lucky we're not down 1-0.
Wellesley putting on a lot of pressure so far, and they control that face-off. And that attempted pass was actually blocked by Connor Erdman, but he also lost track of it as number 10, Aberbach, manages to keep control of it, get a pass up to Parker. Parker moving up the right side. He gets stood up by Gurdon, can't stay with the puck as Young corrals it around the boards, gets it over to Owen Lacey, who gives it to Grady Ames. Ames rushing with the 2-on-2. He gets stood up by Maxwell, two tangled up, chase after the puck in the corner. It's sent around the back. Lacey chases it down, try to pass, but it's deflected by the stick, and Erdman whiffs on the potential shot. It's cleared out by Wellesley. Good rush by the Erdman, Grady Ames, and Lacey line, as we've now got a whistle.
Man, Patrick Maxwell, he's been doing such a good job as a defenseman for Wellesley. He's been neutralizing really everything. The Warriors haven't had a single shot yet. So it's been dictating this game. Good defense. Not a lot of quality shots for Wellesley, but they've just been controlling it.
And off of the face-off, Wellesley couldn't quite corral it. Guo and Henry Ames send it out, and then that pass just barely crossed the blue line while a Raider was still in the Brookline end, so that will be an offsides call.
Another unlucky play for Wellesley. They haven't had the luck. They've still been dominating Brookline. We need something to go our way. We need more than just little breaks.
We'll have a neutral zone face-off here. And it is corralled once again by Wellesley, who's been very strong on the face-offs so far, but miscommunication on that puck. Taken back by Brookline. Almost scored by Henry Ames, recovered by Gurdon. Pass miscommunicated with Max Guo. He wasn't expecting the pass. And now Wellesley corrals it. It's lifted high by Riley. Chasing after it. Tellender just barely disrupted by Young. He recovers the puck. Pass almost redirected in by Sharp. And O'Connor just barely managed to turn that one aside as Brookline now works on the clear. It's kept in the Brookline end, but now deflects out to Henry Ames. Ames on a 2-on-2 rush. He's got Guo on his right. Try to pass, blocked. And it's cleared out. Gets up to Riley. Good defense there by Wellesley. Combined efforts of number 2, Noah Myers, and number 6, Owen Hamburger. Myers sends a long one. I think this will go for icing. It will.
Man, continues on better communication for Wellesley. I feel like now that the game's going on, we've actually had the chance. We just haven't been able to make that final pass. What I know as a member on the 8th grade Lawrence team, we've had bad communication. We lost by, 40 in our first game? I think Brookline needs to channel that better energy.
It will be a face-off in the Wellesley end off the icing. It's around the slot. Recovered shot just wide off the stick of, I believe, Grady Ames. And we've got a whistle as the net went, the net post moved off its spot. And so that'll be an automatic stoppage. They'll set up for a face-off in the Wellesley end.
So close, and now positive play. Grady Ames just missing him, but that's the effort they need. Just stick your stick in there and almost scored.
Off the face-off, it's corralled by Wellesley as the pass goes out far side, almost tangled up in the ref's skates, but it is pushed forward by Adams. Now an attempted clear blocked by Maxwell, sent back in the attack, and a pass finds its target, saved by O'Connor.
Another great save for Jack O'Connor. He struggled this year with a 5.4 goals on average, but this game he's by far been the MVP. Seems like he's turning it around for sure.
But Wellesley putting together some really nice puck movement as they set up another really good look, that time for Cole Adams.
Again, another good shot for Wellesley.
Face-off in the Brookline end. And they couldn't quite clear it out. Blocked again. Long insert turned aside by Thomas O'Brien. Cats couldn't quite lift it out. It's recovered by the Raiders. Again, pass. Another chance for Adams at point blank, and O'Connor stops him. Brookline manages to get it out to the neutral zone. Aton Cat trying to push it forward, but it's knocked aside. Sent back to the Brookline end where Cats has it. Cats manages to evade the forecheck and get it out to the neutral zone after Aberbach slipped and fell. Back to the Brookline end where it's pushed back out. Nice touch pass by Gunn. Got her in, but Guo couldn't get past the last line of defense in Kevin Pazulich. Brookline keeping on the attack. Ames gets hard checked, and it's taken away by Wellesley. Pazulich playing a lot of good defense there as the Raiders will start over. Pass goes up to Parker. They're moving it fast. Pass just out of reach for Pazulich. It goes high in the air. Pazulich finds it, pushes it into the Brookline end, but it's right to Noah Gurdon, who lifts it out. Grady Ames dumps it into the Wellesley end as Brookline commits to a line change. And now skating out with it is Maxwell. Maxwell lifts it off the boards down to the Brookline end. Goalie signaling for icing, and there's the whistle for icing.
There's that high defensive line played by Brookline, been pushed back by Wellesley. They play better. They have their line up, creating more chances, not letting Wellesley really bully them in the back.
8 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock here in the first period. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my scoreboard camera working. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. My apologies for that, folks. But I'll try and keep you updated on the time on the clock as best I can while keeping up with the action. Pass from Hamburger gets up to Riley. Riley lifts it, and off a collision, it is backhanded forward by Sharp. Chasing after it is Tellender. Lost along the boards, battling for it. Tellender gets a touch pass out to Riley. Riley skating shot, saved by O'Connor and covered up just barely as Sharp
Another great
was
save
trying
by
to
Jack
crash
O'Connor,
for
and
it.
more chippiness
No,
at the back. Number 15 of Wellesley. Pushing
no,
and shoving, showing their aggression.
no love lost between these Bay State Conference opponents as we set up for a Brookline end face-off. Off of that face-off, open chance, Riley, shot saved by O'Connor,
save.
put back.
Jack O'Connor.
He stopped the putback by Tellender as well, it looked like Nils Tellender would have had a chance to put that one back in. We've got a whistle in the refs.
That's like a kick save. Jack O'Connor, the putback, came behind him, had it cross his body, and somehow got it. Improbable play from O'Connor, and now no wonder he has a starting gig today, despite a higher goals on average than Craig Haas.
Face-off controlled by Riley. Shot deflected high by Henry Ames. Recovered by Sharp. Sharp trying to send it off the boards, but Katz takes it, passes it up. And now a pass from Kat to Henry Ames. Ames tried to get it to Max Guo, just lost it. Guo chased it down, sends it around the corner. And Hamburger manages to move it to Tellender, but Kat still fighting for it. It's knocked loose around the back. Guo almost took it away, but couldn't get it away from McDonough. Now Hamburger, pass intercepted to Ames. Shot saved.
Good shot from Henry Ames, and that's what Brookline needs. Just long shots, just chuck it out Wellesley, and one's going to go in.
A nice save that time by Connor Foley.
Really, Jesse, we just need to apply more pressure, it feels like.
Well, Brookline so far, when they've gotten the lucky bounces, they've applied that pressure. And like you said, that's what they've got to do. They got to take the opportunities they get and work with them.
And they just had less chances.
Off of the face-off, it is Corral. That is Palladino moving it up ice. A long pass finds an open target. Turned aside again. I think that went off the face of O'Connor. Off the shot from Evan Farley.
Wait, off his shoulder.
Good eye there, Sam. Good eye off his shoulder.
What a save. Almost hit the post.
Palladino pushes it wide of the net. Recovered insert just wide once again, that time off the stick of Adams. Cleared out by Brookline this time, but that's going to slide pretty far, but it's not going to be icing. It's tracked down by number 16, Diego Demio. Sent across for Maxwell. Maxwell, long pass just out of reach of Adams, and it's going to be chased down by Katz instead. Katz off the boards for Gungarin, but lost control of it. Recovered by Gurdon. Gurdon along the back to Katz. Katz up ice, finds his target, Greg Aptekman. And Aptekman's pass deflected and then pushed back to the Brookline end by Maxwell. Blocked behind the net by O'Connor. Katz sends it around. A pass goes back to Maxwell, long insert, caught up in the skates of Katz and recovered by Lacey. Lacey pass just gets away from Grady Ames. Maxwell recovers. Maxwell resetting, pass up for Parker. Parker jukes around one, gets double teamed but stays with the puck. Still fighting with it, gets checked into the boards by Thomas O'Brien, who then gets checked into the boards himself but gets a pass away to Erdman. Erdman sends it off the boards, almost recovered by Pazulich. Katz tries to lift it out, blocked on the clear by Auerbach. Parker keeps it in the attack end. Puck is lost again, kept on the attack end by Auerbach. Long insert, turned aside by O'Connor. Along the boards, Pazulich trying to fight for it, but too many white jerseys in there as Ames sends it around. Sent back around the other way. Being chased after, that's number 7. Sending a pass through the slot, but just missed his target. Taken away by Lacey. Gets it up to Erdman. Erdman rushing by himself as Brookline commits to a full change after a long defensive shift. Wellesley takes it back. Lost a bit in the skates. Pazulich sends it down to the Brookline end. Stopped by O'Connor, but got to watch out for the forecheck. Oh, just lost track of it. Noah Myers applying the pressure there.
Brookline almost get caught out of position there.
And now working, trying to pass through. Misses, but recovered. Auerbach shots.
What a
kept
save.
back. Kept back. It went off the post.
Again.
It was Jack O'Connor and Jamison Young coming in with the stick there at the end as it almost squirted out of the grasp of Jack O'Connor.
Jamo Young, Runkle alumni, sticking it in there. And O'Connor making another incredible save.
Wellesley forcing Jack O'Connor to stand on his head here in the first period, and with 4:42 to go here in our first frame, we are still scoreless. Off the face-off, it's sent to the corner. Now sent around. Off the ricochet, Tellender, and it's taken by Sharp. Sharp gets it back to Myers, who sends it up to Tellender. Tried a backhand pass to Riley. Riley almost sent it through to the slot, but Sharp couldn't corral it. Auerbach keeps it on the attack once again. Coming in is Sharp, but just out of his reach, and couldn't corral it around the back. Brookline tries to clear, blocked by Auerbach. Around the boards it goes. Young chases it down, sends it around, and this time clears out to the neutral zone. Chased down by Auerbach. Cat in pursuit. Pass slightly deflected, but does get up. Now blocked on the attempt to clear. Grady Ames whiffed on the shot. Chased down by Guo in the corner. Pass, not a pass, now pass miscommunicated with Erdman, and it goes back to the neutral zone. Katz holding it as Brookline resets. Pass across to O'Brien. Now a pass through, finds Erdman. Erdman lost it, and that is going to be an offsides. He was trying to take it with him, Sam, and he just missed it.
Erdman just tried to get fancy with it offsides. So he gets ahead of the blue line. Tough break for Brookline. It's the type of play you just can't do. Don't get cocky. It's a 0-0 game.
Well, I don't think he was even trying to get fancy with it, Sam. I think he was just trying to control a weird bounce and keep it going with him, and that can be really tough.
Oh, definitely.
Off the faceoff, corralled by Brookline. O'Brien across to Katz. Katz dumps it into the Wellesley end. Around the boards it goes. McDonough couldn't corral it. And Erdman couldn't corral it. Instead, it's sent around, controlled by Palladino, who lifts it out. It's a race to the puck. Adams versus O'Brien. O'Brien sends it back, but it's recovered. Pass across, blocked by the skate of Katz. And now Brookline going back the other way. This is Grady Ames skating with it 1-on-2, trying to get around the defense. Ames approaching, pass turned aside. Good defense there by Max Palladino. Palladino skating with it, finds an open man. That's Adams, but again, skates before the puck, Sam.
Been a common theme this game. Henry Ames and Grady Ames, both captains, brothers, they both make great runs for Brookline. They've been two bright spots in addition to Jack O'Connor in a tough game that we're really lucky to be 0-0 in.
They're going to have a center ice face-off with 3 minutes to go here in the first. Tangled up, and Brookline recovers, but a miscommunication on the pass. And now they're off to the races. Kevin Pazulich and Noah Gurdon. Gurdon sends it around the boards. Kyle Parker fighting for it, gets it. Pass, oh, Pazulich had a chance, but Jamison Young disrupting, and now Eitan Kat. Puck knocked away, but recovered by Young. Now lifted high, and it's going to bounce down, and McDonough, whose stick got away from him, had to just kick it, and it's moved up to the Brookline end where it's covered up by O'Connor.
That one nearly in the clear for Wellesley. Maybe earlier in the game, Brookline lets that chance up. Good defense.
Brookline so far standing tall against the challenge of a strong Wellesley team. Came in
Really
here with a
challenging
5-2 record. Now with 2.5 minutes left in the first, still yet
and they
no
won a
score.
game 10-1 too. They have a lot of firepower. Our defense has come to the show.
Gurdon Off the boards, Erdman, pass up to Lacey, but recovered by Ames. Grady Ames, long shot blocked by Maxwell. Lacey almost there to get it, but again, Maxwell disrupts. And now Wellesley skating on the counter. Potential 4-on-2 here, but Parker gets pinned to the boards by Gurdon. Erdman slips and falls, but it's taken by Ames off the boards. Ames jukes around one, 2-on-2 rush. Ames couldn't get past Tellender. Lacey recovers the puck, tries to pass back, too much traffic, and Parker clears it out. Pass off the boards to himself by Gould. Gould trying to get around the defense. Chance, backhander turned aside by O'Connor, recovered by Katz. Katz gets it out to the neutral zone. Oberbach pushes it right back to the Brookline end. Taken around the back by O'Brien. Sent around. Deflects off the boards, corralled by Guo, who lifts it into the neutral zone off a hard check. And that might have been too close to the board, Sam. We might be seeing our first penalty.
Finally an opportunity for Brookline. They've had small chances, but this could be the big one.
We'll see. I don't see anyone go into the box yet.
Doesn't look like.
I thought there might.
Refs debating.
Maybe, was it an offsides and maybe I misread it?
Possibly looked like boarding to me.
Oh, no, the penalty's on Brookline.
Penalty's on Brookline, what?
The penalty is on Brookline, and so the last minute and 32 seconds of this period will be a power play for Wellesley with some of that carrying. Wait, no, it's 4-on-4.
Oh.
We got 2 going into the box.
Maybe it looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct or something.
But Brookline's still got 5 skaters out, and Wellesley's got 4. So what's?
So it is a power play. So it is a power play, Jesse.
It looks to be. I don't know why there's a Brookline player in the box. That is very strange.
Kind of confusing.
But off of the face-off, good instant clear by the Raiders as Pazulich lifts it out. Chased down by Gurdon. Brookline sets up, as they will have this segmented power play between the first and second periods. Henry Ames pass back to Gurdon, who gains the blue line. Gurdon coming around the back, pass deflected too high for a crashing Max Guo to collect. It's cleared out to the neutral zone, chased down by Grady Ames. 1 minute left in the period here as Ames leaves it for Gurdon. Gurdon passes up to Grady Ames as Palladino was applying pressure. That pass misses Henry Ames. Knocked up to Palladino, who lifts it high off the glass. And it's going to be chased down behind the net by Gurdon. Gurdon skating up with it. Through to the neutral zone. Pass across for Henry Ames, who takes it across the blue line as Brookline gets set. Backhands it along the boards into the corner for Guo. Guo double teamed there. Battling against the boards. It's knocked loose, recovered by Gurdon. Gurdon looking, pass to an open man. Ames collects it, pass deflected. Couldn't be corralled by Riley. As Grady Ames somehow comes out with it, approaches, backhand pass, shot, score! Max Guo with the first goal of the game. After all that, an unofficial 12-1 shot advantage for Wellesley in this period, Sam, and with their second shot on net, Brookline delivers. Let's check out this instant replay.
I think great goal, great pass from Grady Ames. Been one of their best players in Brookline. Max Guo on the goal.
Just very nice.
Finally get one, the power play we needed. We were taking advantage, we were creating chances. Once we got an opportunity, I had a feeling we capitalized, and we did.
Fantastic effort by Grady Ames.
Coming from the second line to score. Refs discussing, though. Could be coming back.
Maybe they'd be discussing whether or not it crossed over the blue line, and if it was offsides, maybe.
It would be indisputable evidence. Do they even have instant replay here?
They do not. We are the only ones with instant replay here, Max. So definitely not offsides. No question about that. So
it's like a fair goal. Maybe
the shot
off his skate.
I'm trying to figure out what the dispute is myself. It doesn't. With 6.8 seconds still left on the clock.
For now, it's a goal.
For now it is. For now, a goal by Max Guo, assisted by Grady Ames on the power play.
And Grady Ames played so well, showing off.
Wait a second.
So
We've got a Brookline player going back into the box.
Into the box?
That's number 6, Greg Aptekman.
All right, the goal's going to stand.
It looks like the goal is going to... because are they saying Brookline committed a penalty after the goal or something? I'm not sure. But
well,
either
was in
way...
the box before, remember? Maybe they left out 5 men.
Either way, it's now...
discussing why is he in the box? They had 5 men out.
Either way, it's now going to be a power play for Wellesley once we come back for the second period. But that is going to be the end of the first
power play,
period.
But Brookline go 1-0 after a period. The Warriors with an upset lead over Wellesley.
Brookline, with their limited chances, they do manage to get the power play goal as we check out the replay once again. Starting with never giving up on the puck, Grady Ames managed to get it away from Aiden Riley, approaches in a very nice backhand pass that gets through to Max Guo, who was smartly crashing towards the net.
I mean, that's a highlight reel pass from Grady Ames. Efficiently crossed it over, and Guo with an easy one-timer.
And so that is going to do it for the first period. At the end of 1, Brookline 1, Wellesley 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Walter Brown Arena. We're going to take a break and we're going to mute the mic, but we will be back.
We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back
Brookline up 1-0.
We'll be back with the second period. Stay tuned, everybody. Hello, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, joined by Sam Lowenstein here at Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second period of today's high school varsity boys hockey contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Wellesley High Raiders. Right now, Brookline holding a 1-0 lead off a last-second power play goal by Max Guo, assisted by Grady Ames. Sam, there's been no shortment of excitement so far.
Oh, definitely. It's been a lopsided game. Really in favor of Wellesley. 13 shots to only Brookline's 2 on goal, but Jack O'Connor, the backup goalies, came alive. 5.36 goals on average. He's been a stud today. Save after save, kick saves, like backhanded saves, crazy type of saves. And as the communication got better in that first period, Brookline came alive.
Absolutely. I mean, we were talking about it during the break, Sam. Hockey is, like some other low-scoring sports, it's one where if you can stay in the game and stay competitive, the lucky bounces will just come eventually. And if you can take advantage of those lucky bounces, you can...
Oh, definitely. And Brookline's been taking advantage of every bounce they've gotten the long shots off. Communication definitely has to be better, though. They've had bad pass after bad pass, but when they made that pass, from what you saw to Grady Ames to Max Guo, they can get those goals.
Absolutely. I mean, I will say, Sam, it's one thing to say pass better when you're comparing against a team like Wellesley and how they've been able to move the puck and set up so many open chances. And, I mean, you said it. If Jack O'Connor wasn't standing on his head in that first period, this could have very easily been a multi-goal lead for Wellesley. Instead, they find themselves trailing 1-0.
Definitely. Patrick Maxwell for Wellesley, he's been just such a beast. He's made defensive plays, offensive plays, and Brookline, the Warriors, have definitely struggled getting around him.
Well, we'll see how these teams adjust here in the second period. As you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen, I was able to get the scoreboard camera working during that first intermission. I don't know what was happening before the game. I wasn't able to get it working, but now you guys will not only be able to see the score, but also how much time is left on the clock, so you can follow the action just an easy bit better. Jack O'Connor back in net for Brookline. Connor Foley back between the pipes for Wellesley.
I mean, it looks like Jack O'Connor probably getting the starting job for good. Based off of how he's played in the first, we'll see how he does in the second. But he's been just studly.
I wouldn't count on that too much, Sam. One thing is paramount in hockey is if you got a platoon of goalies you can switch between, that's a huge asset. Off the face-off, Noah Gurdon dumps it into the Wellesley end. Around the corner it goes. Grady Ames applying the forecheck, but it is recovered by Patrick Maxwell. Maxwell skating around the back. Pass finds its target. Now a long pass across to Nils Tellender, who gains the blue line. Pass it back to Maxwell. Maxwell back to Tellender. And back to Maxwell. One-timer, saved by O'Connor. Put back, saved by O'Connor. And it's left dangling in the slot. Cleared out by Grady Ames.
Jack O'Connor showing off again. Another 3-time save. No icing called on that play.
Because, Sam, it's important to remember, this is a power play, as Brookline was called for a penalty just after they scored that first goal. And so, in fact, there can't be an icing call against Brookline while they're on the PK.
Oh, yeah.
And it passed through the slot, and there's the score. Wellesley ties it up. Nils Tellender off the assist from Aiden Riley.
Wellesley takes advantage of the power play. Callender smashes it home on that right top corner, and Jack O'Connor made a good one-time save. Second ball gets him.
Well, I think that first puck was actually a pass that was trying to get through the slot. They had kind of a triangle set up, I believe, Sam, with all three forwards, Tellender, Riley, and Brody Sharp. So and because O'Connor was blocking the initial pass to Brody Sharp, it deflected right over to Tellender, who put it home.
So now both teams with a power play goal.
And now back on even strength following the goal as Wellesley sends it into the Brookline end. It's stopped by O'Connor. Taken from behind by Dylan Katz. Long pass up finds Henry Ames. Ames lifts it up for Guo. Guo gains the blue line. Stood up by the defense, but it's kept on the attack by Dylan Katz. Deflected towards the corner. Chased down by Eitan Kat. Kat pass deflects, bouncing along. It's going to go all the way back to Katz. Katz long shot. Deflects out to the corner. Henry Ames recovers it. Backhand pass couldn't be corralled by Cat, but they can't quite clear it out. Guo keeps it on the attack. Sends it off the boards, down to the back end. A scrum for it. Guo battling with Parker and McDonough. And coming out with it is Cat. Pass deflects in the air and couldn't be cleared out. O'Brien recovers. O'Brien couldn't get a proper shot off, and it gets sent into the corner. Grady Ames pinned to the boards. Guo takes it, but gets hit by Parker, and it's taken away. Pass just a bit out of reach for Beckham Gould, as it's going to be taken by Gurdon. Gurdon comes around the back, pass across, gets away from Owen Lacey. Stolen back by Kevin Pazulich. Lifted wide of the net, a pass through, point blank, glove save by Jack O'Connor.
Another great save by O'Connor.
Palladino with the shot that time.
Max Palladino, the senior, had a wide open shot. Tried to hit it on that bottom left corner, and Jack O'Connor sitting his glove out, making another incredible save. That's a 15-shot on goal this game. Wellesley just pouring it on. Another save.
I think that one went off the post, Sam.
Off the post.
As it goes around the back. Wellesley keeping on the attack. Gurdon checks number 12, Evan Farley, into the boards as Brookline clears it out. It's stopped by the stick of Foley and controlled by Auerbach. Sent off the boards for Maxwell. Pass gets up to Palladino. Sends it off the boards. Gurdon can't corral it, but Jamison Young there to get it. Pass misses. Auerbach sends it back the other way. And that is going to be an icing call, as it was just wide of the net and hit the back end.
Brookline getting off to a slow start here in the second period. Need to keep those chances coming. We struggled to create chances. Wellesley playing tight man-to-man defense. No chances whatsoever for the Warriors.
It'll be a Wellesley end face-off. Maxwell controls it, sends it around the boards for Tellender. Tries to send it up, blocked by Katz. Bouncing along, and it is taken out by Wellesley. Skating up with it is Brody Sharp, and Sharp takes it around the back looking for a pass. Sends it all the way back. Long insert by Maxwell. Scooped up off the bounce by O'Connor.
Another save from O'Connor. Another shot on goal for Wellesley, and Maxwell continuing to be destructive, both on the offensive and defensive end, kind of carrying this Wellesley team.
And so far, the unofficial shot count, as you can see in the bottom left corner of your screen, 18-2 in favor of Wellesley.
It's been all Wellesley.
Off the face-off, that one is deflected towards the corner. Tellender recovers. Tellender pass for Sharp, gets to Riley, back to Sharp, and Sharp just has to turn around with it. Pass back to Maxwell. Maxwell over to Sharp. Sharp looking backhander, but nobody there. It's going to be taken by O'Brien, sent around the back. Gets briefly away from Katz. Tellender sends it back for O'Reilly, gets away from him. Around the back, Tellender and O'Brien fighting for it. And Sharp comes away with it. Sharp trying to fight through multiple defenders, but too many white shirts in there. Pass from Lacey, a little bit out of reach for Erdman, and Sharp takes it after Riley pins him to the boards. Pass just barely blocked by Katz. That was going for Tellender. Grady Ames does get it out to the neutral zone. Hamburger there to pass it back, and a long push from Noah Myers will go for icing.
Brookline still struggling in the early going. They got to take advantage of this face-off in the Wellesley zone. Just been out of position on defense. It's like Wellesley, they've been so concise. Strong formation. Those three guys right in front of the goal. No shots allowed.
There's a shot, though, off of the face-off. A quick shot from Henry Ames. And I think it went off the tip of the glove of Foley as Brookline does clear it out to the neutral zone. It's pushed back in, but it is corralled by Jamison Young, sent across to Gurdon. Gurdon sends it up, misses Cat, and Auerbach going to chase it down, send it around off the skate of Maxwell, and so he has to send it around back the other way to Auerbach. Auerbach skating up with it through the neutral zone, pinned to the boards. Puck gets knocked loose, but it is recovered by Gould. Gould staying with it. Pass across for Maxwell. Maxwell sends it up for Pazulich, who leads for Gould. Gould chasing it down in the corner. Gets a pass away, disrupted and stolen away by Cat. Aton Cat skating with it, but poke check from behind by Parker. And now it's dumped into the Brookline end, barely corralled by O'Connor off of McDonough. Attempted clear from Brookline, and it's hit high into the air off the stick of number 11, Brian Pazulich.
Noah Gurdon
Battle
fighting
in the
corner.
boards. Gurdon. Pass up. Erdman does stay with it. Pass just missed an open Owen Lacey. And now
close.
it's a 3-on-2 skate for Wellesley. But standing him up was Dylan Katz, and Grady Ames with the help. But a turnover could be costly here. The shot turned aside wide, and a shot saved by O'Connor. As Palladino had a second chance after the first chance by Adams was blocked by a defenseman.
Jack O'Connor coming up big yet again. Another save 2 times.
This clear gonna go for icing.
That one just goes wide. O'Connor lunging out for it. It's been so many times this game. It should be 2-0 Wellesley.
And yet here we stand, a 1-1 even score with 8:58 on the clock here in the second period.
And that shot from Palladino almost.
Face off. Scrummed for right in front of the net. Guo clears it out. It slides all the way to the neutral zone. Maxwell regains his footing and passes it across to Aberbach, who sends it up the line, finds Sharp. Sharp tried to juke around the defense, could not, but recovers the puck. Now skating with some space. Pass out to Maxwell. Maxwell, long insert, wide of the net. O'Connor lost his footing. Sharp recovers, comes around the back. Sharp looking back to Maxwell. Maxwell forward to Tellender. Tellender trying to get around the defense, and it's knocked loose. Aberbach keeps it on the attack, gets it over to Tellender. Tellender coming across, pass through to Riley, and poked away by Dylan Katz, who's had a few nice defensive plays this period. Recovered now by Maxwell across to Aberbach. Gets it out to the neutral zone to Riley. Now up to Sharp. Sharp gets around one defender, 2-on-1. Shot blocked by Katz. Recovered by Tellender. Tellender trying to move around. Pass back to Maxwell. Quickly across to Aberbach. Wines, fires wide of the net. Recovered by Maxwell. And now intercepted by Katz. Katz sends it off the boards left for Tellender. Tellender gets a pass through to Sharp. Whiffed on the shot. Now a shot. Tellender stopped by O'Connor. He has to fall on it. And it's covered up by O'Connor. A little bit of pushing and shoving afterwards.
Almost dropped the glove. Jack O'Connor falls on it. It looks like the Warriors, they played more zone defense after that goal. It's been way better.
And really, how about the efforts of Dylan Katz so far, Sam? He's had a couple of huge blocks.
Huge blocks. Feels like everyone on this team knows Gurdon, Dylan Katz. It's been a team effort for Brookline. And this zone defense really worked in the second period.
And Wellesley making them have to work.
Real hard.
With tremendous offensive pressure. Off the face-off, a scrum for the puck. Young sends it around the boards. And colliding, Hamburger and Erdman still fighting for it. And Erdman pushes it out to the neutral zone. Parker passes it across. Myers gets it up to Kevin Pazulich, who dumps it into the Brookline end. Around the back, Young gets there first, sends it around. Lacey deflected by Pazulich. Recovered and passed up to Lacey. Lacey gets it up to Erdman. Erdman dumps it into the Wellesley end. Into the corner it goes. Myers and Lacey battling for it. Myers moves it up. And Parker, a pass, gets to Pazulich. Pazulich dumps it in the Brookline end as Wellesley makes a line change. Gurdon takes it around the back. Gurdon lost control of it briefly, now pinned to the boards. And it's kept in the Brookline end by Maxwell, who's been blocking that offensive blue line so well for Wellesley. And now lifted out by Young. It's going to slide pretty far, and it's no icing because it went around the boards. Maxwell pass gets away from Brian Pazulich, and that will be icing because it went straight across center ice without deflecting off anything.
Kind of in a neutral time in the game. Brookline coming back.
6 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock here in the second period.
Chances here for Wellesley in the second period. Despite that goal, Brookline definitely showing steady improvement since that power play.
Off the face-off, skating out with it is Adams. Gets a shoulder deflection to get it into the neutral zone. And in comes Palladino. Palladino racing in, shot saved by the glove of O'Connor.
What a save. Jack O'Connor lunges, sticks his right arm out, and he's made all type of saves. Kick saves, glove saves, body saves. Jack O'Connor prevented so many near goals off the shot of Palladino.
22-2, the unofficial shot, or I guess the scoreboard shot count, as that one pushed forward by Adams, disrupted by the defense, and O'Connor just able to cover it up.
Remember, this game's been all Wellesley. The Warriors have had barely any time in the Wellesley zone. It's been shot after shot, Jack O'Connor play after Jack O'Connor play.
Off the face-off, Lacey gives it to Erdman. Erdman skating up with it, poked from behind by Adams.
Got to play Herman upside.
And Maxwell pass intercepted by Erdman, but he couldn't stay with it. Maxwell now gets it up to Adams. O'Brien keeping it on the attack, but it is cleared out to the neutral zone by the Raiders. Katz, long pass, deflects into the Wellesley end where it's taken by Maxwell. Maxwell off the boards, and it deflects over to Brian Pazulich. Got a man on his left, shot, missed it wide.
Just wide.
Chased
Barely
down
wide.
by Maxwell. Maxwell lifts it forward to Palladino, who dumps it into the Brookline end. O'Connor leaves it, but it's taken by Brian Pazulich. Almost got a pass through to Tellender, disrupted by Katz. No, Palladino, no, it is Tellender. Got my numbers confused for a second. Tellender with it in the corner. Gets it out, just misses sharp. Brian Pazulich fighting for it, and it's stolen away by Henry Ames.
Got to start a give and go.
Ames dumps it into the Wellesley end, chased down by Maxwell as Brookline commits a full change after another long defensive shift. Maxwell up to Riley, poked away from Tellender by Young, but recovered by Sharp, and it would have been offside, so he has to back off. Young gives it to Gurdon. Gurdon up to Cat. Cat couldn't get a pass off. Riley takes it away, but then it's knocked loose by Young. Guo chasing after it, dumping it into the Wellesley end. Around the back it goes. Maxwell sending it along the boards. Maxwell lifts it out to the neutral zone, and it's chased down by Young. Young backhands it off the boards. It's taken back by Sharp, sent into the Brookline end where Young takes it. Wellesley has to back off again. That would have been offsides. Pass misses Gurdon, and it's going to be taken by Tellender. Passed up to an open Sharp. Sharp approaching. Backhand pass. Riley shot. Save again by O'Connor. Tellender passes it back to McDonough, who sends it around the boards. Off the ricochet, Guo knocks it loose. Riley around the boards. Gurdon pushes it up. And a bit of a collision between Wellesley teammates there, and they lose the puck. Gurdon sends it around the back. Young sending it along the boards. It's recovered by McDonough, but it is out into the neutral zone. Pass to Sharp, sends it into the Brookline end. Gurdon sends it right back out, and Brookline trying to take advantage of a line change, but that will be icing. If Lacey had managed to come out off the bench a couple of seconds sooner, they might have been able to pull off some trickery
just a little bit
there.
like Brookline. They got to start doing those give and go plays, like that goal from Ames to Guo. If they do more of those, it's going to get in behind Wellesley's trap defense. Just haven't been able to capitalize.
Well, they're not getting a lot of odd man rushes like that. It's very hard to pull off, as this is a big chance, and they couldn't get the pass through to the slot, disrupted by the Brookline defense. Knocked loose in the Wellesley end, recovered by Kevin Pazulich. Off the boards for himself. Being pursued by the Brookline defense, takes it down to the back end, deflects around, and lifted out by Katz. Taken by Maxwell, dumped back into the Brookline end. O'Connor takes it, leaves it for Katz, sends it off the boards for Erdman. Erdman gets it out to the neutral zone, and that's just going to keep sliding all the way down, chased down by Maxwell. Maxwell skating, trying to catch Brookline in a change, bringing speed. Approaching shot, saved by O'Connor as Erdman sends it around. Katz off the boards. Gungotteren lifts it out to the neutral zone. Maxwell dumps it back into the Brookline end. Chased down, attempted clear is good by O'Brien, but sent right back in again by Maxwell. Around the boards it goes. Katz Poked loose. Adams. Pass walled off by Guo, I believe. They're trying to jam it in the corner. They recover the loose puck. Pass. Nobody there. It's intercepted by Gungadarin.
Another new
Cleared
chance
out.
for Wellesley.
Cleared
They
out
made
to the
that
neutral
pass. Would've been a
zone.
one-timer.
And now Gungadarin could not get a shot off, disrupted from behind by Palladino. Potential 3-on-2 rush here. Palladino approaching, coming around the back, nowhere to go as he was pursued by Katz. Herman tries to clear it out. Long shot saved by the body of O'Connor off the long shot from McDonough.
Another save from O'Connor. Both sides playing similar defenses. Brookline just got to get in behind and stop. When they get the ball, it feels like they're almost giving it to Wellesley. Just haven't had good puck control. If they can get possession, get up on those wings.
I mean, against a team that's
so strong
as
hard.
Wellesley, that's much easier said than done,
Exactly.
Sam. Off the face-off. Young around
Wellesley
the boards.
just applying immense pressure this game.
Off the deflection, Palladino tried to fire but couldn't get a clean stick on it. Erdman clears it out to the neutral zone, intercepted by Hamburger. Hamburger dumps it into the Brookline end. Chased down by Gurdon. Gurdon battling in the corner, keeps with the puck, sends it around. Hamburger blocks it, and off the deflection, Tellender. Pass misses McDonough. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Wellesley resets. McDonough lifts it forward, stopped by Grady Ames. Ames gains the blue line. Ames long shot wide of the net. Disrupted, and it's corralled now by Evan Farley. Taken away by Brookline again, turned aside by Connor Foley.
Little save from the Wellesley goalie.
Gets lifted out to the Brookline end. Young going to have to chase after it and send it back out to the neutral zone. Sharp sends it right back in. Around the boards it goes. Tellender leaves it for Riley. Shot wide of the net. Sharp recovers, pass back to Maxwell. 1 minute left. Maxwell's shot. Deflections, staying in front of the net. It's recovered, shot, blocked by the defense, and it's lifted out by Erdman. And Grady Ames trying to take off with speed after it, but Maxwell gets there first.
They almost caught O'Connor on his stomach.
Good backup by the defense, particularly Noah Gurdon on that play as Auerbach long pass blocked by Dylan Katz, but they still get a pass forward to Tellender, who leaves it for Riley. Riley just disrupted at the last second by Young. He would have had Sharp wide open on his right, but instead Brookline takes it and goes the other way. Eitan Katz, Dukes around, approaches, shot wide of the net.
So close for Brookline.
Around the boards it goes, lifted out. Katz recovers. Katz holding it off the boards. Kicked back the other way by Auerbach. And Katz going to take this one, and Katz just going to try and pin it to the boards to run out the clock, and he will successfully run out the clock.
Of the second, 1-1. Brookline Warriors against Wellesley. Wellesley win more shots still. Brookline showing steady progress. Both teams with a power play goal. In a lopsided game, but Brookline really showing much better defense in that latter half of the second.
Wellesley gets a goal in the opening seconds of that second period. A power play goal scored by Nils Tellender, assisted by Aiden Riley. And that tied things up at 1 apiece after Brookline's first period goal scored by Max Guo, assisted by Grady Ames. Both, like you said, Sam, coming on the power play. And so that's where the that's where the score stands here at the second intermission. And during this second intermission, I'd like to take, before we go to break, I'd like to take a moment to direct you to some helpful links in the description section of the video. First link you'll find at the top of the description section is a helpful link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Hockey Booster Club. So if you'd like to help support Brookline High boys hockey financially, you can do so by following that link to their Venmo account. And then below that, we've got some helpful links relating to our local charity spotlight today, which I'm going to tell you about right now. It is Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during these colder winter months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless, and you can help them bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this time to the organization's website on wixsite.com, where you can find more information about the group and how you can contact them. So check out those links in the description section below and help spread the warmth this winter with Brookline Cares. But that's going to do it for us for the second period. We're going to take another break and mute the mic, but we will be back with the third and final period of regulation, so don't go away. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the third and final period of regulation here in this high school boys varsity hockey game between the Brookline High Warriors and the Wellesley High Raiders, all tied up at 1 apiece. And I'm just want to give a quick shout out to some of our notes in the live chat from Marlene Lyons, nice going Warriors, Dylan, great blocks, and from Brookline superfan Yuli Burstein, this goalie legit, I gotta say, referring to Brookline goalie Jack O'Connor. And we got one last shout out in that I got via email, which I forgot to mention earlier, from Jim Wilson. Nana and Pop rooting for grandson Ryan today. So a lot of great fan support, and they've been getting a show so far, Sam.
Oh, definitely. Wellesley dominating on shots, 25-3. Shots on goal with the goalie, Jack O'Connor. It's been absolutely showing out. Incredible save after incredible save, but Brookline showed a little bit of improvement in that second period. Had the power play go at the end of the first. Then Wellesley got a power play score at the beginning of the second. It feels like Brookline, for at least for our standards, we've played this game, have played better than Wellesley.
So far, it is an even score, as you mentioned. Both teams scoring on the power play. For Brookline in the last seconds of the first period, it was Max Guo, assisted by Grady Ames. And for Wellesley, in the first seconds of the second period, it was Nils Tellender, assisted by Aiden Riley. And so 1 period left to decide it all, unless we see no scores or an even number of scores from the two teams, in which case
we'll go to an overtime period.
We cannot rule out that possibility, Sam.
Oh, definitely. And if Brookline, if the Warriors can get a win or even whatsoever a tie, that would be a huge momentum shift, huge game for them. Wellesley at 5-2, really a dominant team. Brookline needs this result.
You know, regardless of the result, I think they can take some pride in how they fought, particularly defensively, fending off a relentless Wellesley attack, as you mentioned.
Shot.
25-3.
25-3.
But the shot score is not what decides the game, Sam. It is the goal score. So let's see how that goal count changes, if at all, here in the third period as the teams back out on the ice. Here we go, a fresh 15 on the clock. Third period underway. Off the faceoff, it's controlled by Brookline's Jamison Young. Sends it into the Wellesley end. Patrick Maxwell tries to clear, blocked by Owen Lacey, who dumps it in, and it's turned aside by Connor Foley. Wellesley trying to clear, and almost blocked by Noah Gurdon, almost carried away by Brody Sharp. Gurdon takes it back into the attack area. Chased down again by Maxwell. Maxwell sends it around the boards for Sharp. Sharp off the boards for a streaking Aiden Riley, but Noah Gurdon gets there first, clears it out to the neutral zone. Young met by Maxwell, and Sharp comes in and takes it. 2-on-1 rush. Gurdon slipped and fell. Pass shot missed wide by Riley, and it's missed. Cleared out by Young. Gonna go all the way down to the Wellesley end, and that will be icing.
Now that's 26 shots for Wellesley. Near miss chance. And almost.
And boy, when you get a 2-on-none rush like that and you come away not even putting it on goal, I mean, you could hear the cry of frustration from the Wellesley fans and players probably as well. Brookline trying to clear now. It's downed by Pazulich over to Parker. Shot saved by O'Connor, and he covers it up.
Another save by Jack O'Connor. It's been real busy now. That's 27 shots for Wellesley, but still only one O'Connor save after save today.
It'll be another face-off in the Brookline end. Off the face-off, chased down by O'Brien. Off the boards a couple times towards the opposite corner. Aton Cat tries to clear. It's blocked. Long shot deflected wide. Recovered by Owen Hamburger. Pass down to Parker. Parker coming around. Shot. Nice blocker save by O'Connor as Guo lifts it out to the neutral zone. Stopped by Max McDonough. Pass up. Finds Beckham Gould. Gould checked by Thomas O'Brien. Attempted clear, blocked by McDonough. The shot deflected wide by, I believe, Cat. Goes to the corner where it's recovered by Kevin Pazulich. Back to Hamburger, long insert, knocked down but knocked wide. Cat sends it around the boards. Parker sends it around the corner for Gould. Gould leaves it for Parker. Parker coming around the back, being pursued, and gets a pass over to Pazulich. Pazulich battling in the corner. Pass goes back. McDonough. Insert, kicked right to Parker, and he couldn't get the shot off as Thomas O'Brien blocked his stick.
Yet another near miss for Wellesley. Thomas O'Brien with a crucial play in the Brookline defense. Coming up huge yet again. I mean, you can really see Wellesley frustrated. O'Brien getting in there. And the Wellesley attack just not staying focused.
Off the face-off, it's taken by Riley. Pass, almost put in by Sharp, but he just couldn't corral it off of his own skate in the corner. Brookline sends it around. Maxwell taps it back to Tellender. Shot deflected high in the air and cut like a pop fly by O'Connor.
And Wellesley trying anything to score now. Getting desperate. Oh, O'Connor another save. Just an arid shot from East Tellender, the captain.
Another face-off in the Brookline end. Gurdon wraps it around the boards. Misses Erdman. Auerbach cannot keep it from going into the neutral zone. Now pushes it back to the Brookline end, but it's taken by Young. Young pass misses Erdman. Going to go off the boards. This might be icing. Yes, it will.
Brookline feels like we're on a penalty kill the whole game. Our defense has been good, but we got to get some chances going. Because the tie, that's not going to cut it. Got to get back up to 500. Another face-off for Wellesley in the Brookline zone.
Face-off corralled by the Raiders. Riley gets a stick on it, passes it back to Maxwell. Shot blocked by Gurdon, and now Brookline a chance for an odd man rush. 4-on-2. Gurdon passes over to Lacey. Lacey, shot blocked by Maxwell. Gurdon trying to recover it around the back. Maxwell comes out with it, and now Wellesley skates on the counter. Maxwell pass, misses Tellender, and Katz sends it back the other way. Maxwell across to Auerbach. Pass goes off the skate of Gungadarin. And it's recovered by Maxwell, sends it up the line, misses Riley. Deflected off a stick, no icing. O'Brien wraps it around. Gungadarin lifts it through to the neutral zone. Cat takes it. Cat lost it, and it's knocked away. Sent off the glass by O'Brien. Corralled by Hamburger. Hamburger sends it up to as it goes up to now Brian Pazulich. Backhand pass misses Palladino. He got tangled up with O'Brien. And off the boards, Guo tries to clear. It's blocked by Hamburger. Pass goes up. Adams, the shot wide. Potential putback disrupted by the defense as Brian Pazulich almost had a chance there. It's downed by Hamburger. Given over to Myers. Now this deflects up. Weird bounce, and it's caught by O'Connor.
Wellesley keep applying the pressure. 29 shots now. Brookline Warriors, we really have to keep those odd-man rushes coming. Got one there. But that Wellesley defense just sounds so quick. Haven't been able to get in behind.
It'll be yet another Brookline end face-off. It's knocked back to Myers. Long shot goes off the body of Parker as Grady Ames tried to send it around, but instead it's taken by Kevin Pazulich. Pazulich scrumming in the corner with a number of players as it's ultimately sent around, taken by Gurdon behind the net, sends it off the boards for Lacey. Lacey tangled up with Myers. Gurdon recovers, sends it around the other end. Erdman couldn't get a clean stick on it. Shot almost redirected in by Gould, but O'Connor again makes the stop.
Another near chance. Owen Hamburger with a long shot. Save number 30 now.
And it wasn't just Hamburger because that was redirected off a stick. They were going for the deflection there.
Double chance, trying everything they can. Wellesley trying something to score. Nothing's phased Jack O'Connor.
Face-off goes back to Aberbach. Dumps it down to the corner to Pazulich. And Katz manages to wrestle it away, wraps it around the boards. Henry Ames battling with Parker, coming in and taking it as Gould. Gould backhands over to Parker. Parker whiffed on the pass there, and it's taken by O'Brien. O'Brien pinned to the boards now, but he managed to get a pass away to Ames, but now blocked by Maxwell. Long shot, saved by O'Connor. Juicy rebound. Nobody could get a stick on that one as it rolls out to the back. Taken now by Pazulich, pass back to Aberbach. Aberbach across to Maxwell. Maxwell through, finds Pazulich, shot. Might have been blocked by Katz, or it might have been saved by O'Connor. Another pass, this one misses wide, goes to the corner. Taken by Gould off the ricochet. Coming around, trying to find it. Poked loose. Taken by Parker now. Sent back to Maxwell. Long insert off the back end. Katz trying to clear it out. Battling with Gould, pass through. Parker couldn't get a shot off, disrupted by the defense. Ames trying to clear it out, but Aberbach says no. Wraps it around the board. Taken by Gould. Pass caught up in the skates of Guo. Another shot from Gould, turned aside by O'Connor. Now off the ricochet, taken by Katz. Katz sends it around the back. Guo gonna take it, lift it. Goes all the way down, and that will be icing, and Brookline gonna commit to the full change after another long defensive shift.
Another long defensive shift and another series of saves for Jack O'Connor, making a kick save. Wellesley still haven't found their goal. And the Brookline defense showing off against a way more powerful team.
9 minutes and 1 second on the clock here in the third period. All tied up at 1. Face-off. Goes back to Gurdon. Gurdon intercepted by Tellender. Pass along the back, intercepted right back by Gurdon. Gurdon kicked by Erdman, right back to Gurdon. Gurdon pass misses Owen Lacey, and that's going to go for icing again.
If that had Lacey, that would have been a 2-1-1, a great chance to score. Just missed him, just beyond Lacey. And talk about near misses, a near miss for Brookline.
It can always be so tough when you get an icing, not off of like something where you were clearing, where it's like you can at least you take a breath, but you're trying to go for an offensive rush, and the pass just misses.
Go for a rush, and then you got to get back.
Tellender
lose
passes back to McDonough, across to, almost a great redirect by Brody Sharp, but again, it's covered up by O'Connor. That off the long,
the backhand shot.
Off the long insert from Myers. Sharp showing off some impressive awareness and stick skills, but again, O'Connor with his own high level of awareness.
And Sharp hit it through his legs. It would have been on like High School Sports Center if that had gone in. Would have been a crazy goal.
Off the face-off, Riley, shot, turned aside, pad save by O'Connor. Sharp sends it around, Gurdon pokes it back the other way. Henry Ames trying to clear, Sharp not making it easy, and Riley comes out with it, gets met by a double team. Tellender pass misses Sharp, and Sharp misses it again. Battling in the corner for it. Henry Ames comes out with it, gets a pass up to Gungodarin, but he can't get it to Guo. It's taken back by Myers into the Brookline end again as Gurdon sends it around. Henry Ames skating around the back with it. Long pass, finds Gungodarin, lifts it way high. That's definitely going to go for icing. And so Brookline just going to have to reset again.
Glenn, a much needed reset. Thinking about maybe that icing was intentional, just recoup. Feel like their game plans just play back, prevent defense, hard zone, and then once you get a chance, capitalize. It's been working so far. Hasn't looked pretty, but it's been effective.
So Brookline does make a change, taking advantage of the icing, and a shot saved again by O'Connor. That one off the stick of Palladino. A battle along the boards, and it gets sent over to Adams. Adams checked by Katz, and Katz tries to poke it out. Aberbach blocks, long shot missed wide. And it does get sent out to the neutral zone. Battle for the puck. Still scrumming for it. Grady Ames comes out with it. Grady Ames double teamed and couldn't fight his way through. Maxwell pass Sent back to Maxwell, stolen away by Erdman. Erdman carries it into the Wellesley end as Brookline makes a line change.
And Brookline, I would have gone for that.
Oberbach, the long pass, finds Farley. Farley back to Oberbach. Pinned to the boards by Guo. It's lifted forward by Adams up to Farley. Palladino couldn't take that one out of the air. It is kept on the attack end. Adams gets it to Palladino. Shot saved by O'Connor. Palladino manages to get it over to Farley. Back to Palladino in the corner. Palladino pinned to the boards by O'Brien. Leaves it for Adams. Coming around the back, Guo lifts it up to Henry Ames. He gets pinned to the boards. Pazulich, long shot stopped by O'Connor, and he's going to cover that one up. 6:20 left in regulation, still tied at 1.
6:20 left, 35 shots for Wellesley. O'Connor, another save. And Brookline, looks like they found their formula. Weirdly enough, all these shots hasn't even been that bad. They've been able to take advantage of the chances pretty well.
Off the face-off, Young gets it out to the neutral zone just barely. McDonough across to Hamburger. Pass, can't get it into the attack end, otherwise it would be offsides. Chased down by Gurdon. Gurdon trying to battle through, but disrupted by Pazulich. Goes over to Parker. Parker sends it back for Hamburger. Hamburger, long shot, deflects off the skate of Lacey. Chased down by Pazulich. Around the boards it goes. Colliding, Gould comes out with it. Shot saved by O'Connor. Rebound left for Parker. Parker back to Hamburger. Hamburger fakes, skates in, shot, save, O'Connor. Jack O'Connor turning me into a broken record today as Hamburger sends that around the boards. Young tried to move it, but it's taken back by Parker. Parker's pass deflected, kept on the attack end just barely by Wellesley. Gould approaching, trying to skate around the back. Turns around off the skate of Grady Ames, recovered by Parker. Sends it through the slot, but nobody there to take it. Erdman skates, does get out to the neutral zone. Gould takes it right back. Long shot is caught by O'Connor, and he falls on it.
2 more shots for Wellesley. Brookline been playing at their own back for the whole game. If there's a stat on it, like it's probably been like maybe 30 minutes to 10 for Brookline. 80% of the time Wellesley's had it, just bearing down on us.
Well, we don't have possession stats, but we do have shot stats, and those paint a pretty big picture as Maxwell launches that one wide. Off the ricochet, and Gotterin sends it off the boards, but it's kept on the attack by Sharp. Tellender tries to fire it off the side of the net. It was deflected by the defense.
Hollander with a near miss.
Thomas O'Brien, I believe, slightly redirected that open chance for Nils Tellender, and it ended up going off the outside of the net.
If Tellender had gotten that, would have gone that bottom left corner, but near impossible.
Off the face-off, lifted high. Maxwell, shot blocked by Guo. Brookline now with a chance to go the other way. Guo dumps it into the Wellesley end. Maxwell tries to clear, gets to Riley, gets it out to the neutral zone, and it goes over the glass, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off.
Brookline finally looking for some light. They got the chance in the neutral zone. Just don't get bared down again. They should play more up. Have your defensemen back. Feels like their offensive guys are also playing back, and that's why they've been attacked so much. Had no fighting.
Off the face-off, it's sent into open ice. Katz takes it, gains the blue line, long shot, blocked by Maxwell. They do clear it out to the neutral zone. Sharp racing with it, tangled up with Guo. An extra defenseman comes, but the pass goes back to Tellender. Shot saved by O'Connor.
Saved again!
Where's the puck? A lot of scrumming.
Stays out. O'Connor made another save, pushing and shoving. And Wellesley kept that again. Jack O'Connor lunging to his feet. Cake saves it away.
Still a 1-1 game. 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock in regulation. Another Brookline end face-off. Got lost in the skates a bit. Riley and Erdman battling for it. Deflects in the air. Tellender couldn't get through the defense off of the scrum. It was taken briefly by Lacey, but Maxwell blocks him. Young whiffs on the clear. Shot saved by O'Connor as Sharp ripped another one.
Another save by O'Connor diving out.
4:01 now on the clock.
In the late stages of this period. So, again, if this game were to be tied, we'd go to 1 overtime period. Then after that, it would be a tie. And Brookline looking for a win, but even a draw, even a tie, that would be really good.
With this shot disparity, boy, a tie would feel like a win. But for now, we got a timeout actually called by Wellesley. You usually don't see a timeout in a tie game, Sam, and not usually with this much time left on the clock. Usually timeouts reserved in hockey for those moments, you know, when it's late in the game, your team is behind by 1 or 2 goals, and you're like trying to figure out, okay, when do we pull the goalie and go 6-on-5? But here, Wellesley trying to come up with a plan, I imagine, for one last push to try and take the lead.
Push. Somehow get around Jack O'Connor, as he's been plugging all the holes in the goal. Wellesley have tried everything, and all they've gotten is a power play goal, despite having almost 40 shots. Pretty incredible. O'Connor, you know, looking before this game, I was like, this guy, maybe he's going to be the backup. Why isn't Craig Haas playing it? Now I see why. Jack O'Connor really turning his season around in this game despite a 5.36 average before this game.
Out of the timeout, we'll have another Brookline end face-off with 4:01 on the clock here in the third period. Face-off controlled by Wellesley. Pass back to Oberbach. Long insert to Tellender. Somehow gets it through. Shot saved again by O'Connor as it's covered up.
And that one was so close to going in.
Great puck movement by the Tellender Sharp Riley line as they managed to get a good look, I believe, for Sharp.
Tellinger almost pushes it past O'Connor. O'Connor diving out again, and another face-off in the offensive zone for Wellesley. O'Connor a little shaken up. 40 shots now for Wellesley to 4 for Brookline.
Off the face-off, Sharp corrals it, pass back to Maxwell, long insert, and it's shot, missed by Riley. He couldn't get past Young. Recovered around the back by Sharp. Sharp turns around, shot off the side of the net, recovered by Gurdon. Gurdon manages to send it around the back, but it's taken by Riley. Riley pass around for Tellender. Tellender to Sharp. Sharp back to Maxwell. Wines, fires, blocked by the skates of Lacey. Maxwell chases after it, keeps on the attack. Turning around, passes it back to Riley. Riley back up to Maxwell. Maxwell across to Oberbach. Long insert, deflected down wide of the net.
Thought that went in.
Tried to skate through, but ran out of room. Lacey now lifting it out to the neutral zone as Erdman races after it. Dumps it into the Wellesley end. Around the back it goes. Maxwell takes it as Brookline makes a change. Racing back with it. Maxwell pass up to Sharp. Sharp trying to move around the defense, disrupted by Katz. And Katz disrupts Adams as well, but does get it to Sharp. Sharp pass, could not be redirected by Oberbach. It's recovered by Maxwell. Pass almost went off the stick and into the net, but instead off the face of O'Connor. A little bit of extracurriculars after the play concludes, as O'Connor was almost his worst enemy on that one, Sam.
Almost an own goal by O'Connor, looking a little bit gassed.
2:45.
O'Connor's made over 30 saves this game.
O'Connor's made over 40 saves this game. 43 shots, 1 goal for Wellesley. That's a good question, actually. Off the face-off, whoa, rushing 2-on-2, but couldn't get past McDonough. Back out to the neutral zone. McDonough across to Myers. Myers up the line, lifts it back into the Brookline end. O'Brien takes it, pass, miscommunicated with Guo. Cat recovers it, but gets pinned to the boards, and it's taken back by Wellesley. Skating up with it, Farley, shot saved by O'Connor.
Jack O'Connor, another save, difficult save. Made it look easy compared to the other ones.
And sort of a missed opportunity there for Brookline, as it looked like O'Brien was going to have a nice pass to Guo, but Guo wasn't looking back for it.
And that's been the problem. They've had all these 2-on-2s. They haven't been able to clip it across. They've just been dumping it. Hasn't worked out.
Off the face-off, it's controlled by Aberbach. Wraps it around the corner. Scrumming for it. Lacey gets it to Grady Ames. Backhands, goes off the skate of Erdman, and Young has to chase after it. Could not clear it. Aberbach keeps it in the attack end. Gurdon trying to clear it out, and Parker had a golden opportunity but lost his footing. Now Young skating the other way with it. Young gains the blue line. Backhand across to Erdman. Shot blocked by Aberbach. Still scrumming for it, and now a rush the other way for Wellesley. 2-on-1. Gurdon, the last line, and he checks Gould into the boards as Erdman pins it to the boards. Still scrumming for it. Gurdon knocks it loose, but it goes back to Aberbach. Long shot goes wide. Maxwell keeps it on the attack, sends it off the back end. Young wraps it around. Maxwell, long shot, almost redirected by Gould, but goes wide. Now Young takes this one back. Young skating with it. Sends it out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Aberbach. Passes over to an open Pazulich. Pazulich, long shot, save by O'Connor. 1:02 left.
We're in that period. Brookline almost near miss shot. Feels like these saves by O'Connor are just becoming a normalcy. It's just near miss after near miss for Wellesley. Almost we're getting used to it in a weird way.
Face-off controlled by Brookline. Cats too high on the lift. That's going to go over the glass.
Flips into the stands. Get another face-off for Wellesley.
58.1 seconds, and this is where the refs are going to be conferring. They're probably discussing, Sam, whether or not they send Cats to the penalty box for that one, because when you send it over the boards, when you send it over the glass, there's always a question about whether you call it delay of game. They didn't call it that time, and it's not typically called in high school, but it is a possibility. Sharp gets it through to Tellender. Shot couldn't get it off, blocked by the defense. Brookline trying to go the other way. Do just barely get it out to the neutral zone. Scrumming along the boards for it. Still fighting, and it's taken back by Riley. Riley coming down the right side. Going around the back pass. Missed everybody.
Miss.
Now off the boards. It's cleared out by Cat, and that's going to be icing.
Icing for Brookline, another face-off for Wellesley, another near miss.
26.9 seconds left in regulation. Can Brookline preserve the tie against a relentless Raiders attack?
Raiders attack that's had 40 more shots than Brookline, 45-4. I don't Cats penalty would have proved costly if it was called. Brookline caught a break there.
Off the face-off, it's kicked but taken by Lacey. Lacey skating it the other way, blocked by Maxwell. And now scrumming along the boards, pushed forward, knocked up in the air. Riley, no offsides, still going. Grady Ames taking it back the other way. Ames gains the blue. They call offsides, and the Brookline fans livid. They thought that Aiden Riley went offsides when he knocked down that puck with his hand, but it wasn't offsides. And then going back the other way, they thought Ames had got the puck across before Lacey got his skates across. But the officials say no, they call offsides. And now we will have a neutral zone faceoff with just 6.1 seconds left on the clock.
I mean, it looked like Lacey was offsides. Arbitrary call. Unlucky for the Warriors.
Into the Wellesley end, Aberbach across to Maxwell. Maxwell lifts it way out. Parker couldn't corral it, and that is the final horn for regulation.
And we are going to overtime.
That's right, Sam.
45-4 shots for Wellesley. Brookline somehow holding on.
We've got some more. We got a lot of folks tuning in right now. YouTube telling me 65 concurrent viewers, 65 or 67 concurrent viewers of this live stream.
And 311 overall, it's really good.
And we've got some more notes in the live chat. We got Lisa Redding saying, "Let's go." The Tebow family saying O'Connor is a beast. Marlene Lyons saying O'Connor is awesome. All of Brookline loving Jack O'Connor this game. And then we got a Wellesley fan in the live chat, Max Poirier, saying, "I've got a Brody Sharp goal coming here."
Oh, I see it. Brody Sharp has been playing great this game.
I mean, he's had some of the best chances to score, particularly that fancy redirect that he almost had on a backhand facing away from the net that almost went through, that he tried to send through his legs.
I'm calling Brody Sharp with at least 2 goals, maybe 1. He's been a beast. It feels like all of Wellesley's been a beast. They've all been playing so great, so relentless, and Brookline playing this passive game that somehow worked, and they're lucky O'Connor's been playing so well. This game could easily be made like 6-7-1.
So we're going to have 5 minutes on the clock for the 1 overtime period. It's going to be a 4-on-4 period to increase the amount of space that players have to work with when skating.
We'll see if Brookline goes out with.
And if there is no score at the end of this overtime period, this will be a tie. But aside from that, it's do or die. Next goal wins.
And I'm guessing Wellesley's going to go more on the attack. Brookline maybe plays 2 guys back. They're really not trying to lose this game. Brookline really wanting to grab a point.
Off the face-off, Auerbach takes it around the back, gives it over to Maxwell. Maxwell skating up the near side. Maxwell lost his footing there, but Auerbach keeps it on the attack, and they don't time it right. They call offsides as Maxwell did not get back in time for Sharp. The Wellesley fans not happy with that call.
You know, call for each side. Brookline had the arbitrary call against them. Wellesley, it looked a little bit offsides to me.
So we'll have a neutral end face-off. Face-off, kicked back by Grady Ames to Gurdon, lifted up to Erdman. Erdman lifts it forward, hard check, and Sharp gets up and takes the puck. Sharp skates down to the corner. Sharp gets hit into the boards, taken by Riley. Riley from behind passes, misses. Sharp, it goes back to Maxwell. Maxwell, long shot, turned aside by O'Connor, recovered by Riley. Riley sends it back. Maxwell again, long insert save. O'Connor, almost a chance for Sharp, but he got tangled up with Young. And now it's taken by Auerbach. Pass misses everyone, taken by Gurdon. Gurdon lifts it out to the neutral zone, sent right back by Maxwell. And it's over the glass, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off, I believe.
Seemed like a dirty play by Sharp, kind of chopped him low. Should have been a penalty. Not called by the referee as they'll continue 4-on-4.
Well, at the end of the day, it's their call.
Exactly.
It's not ours. You know, these officials at the high school level, they do a thankless job for very little pay. So even if you disagree with a call,
same
still
with
respect.
middle school. They could care less.
And it's an offsides. Ames' skate was over the line as Guo was trying to take it into the attack.
Just barely off of half a skate. And another tough break for Brookline. Your neutral face-off, Grady Ames.
Off of the face-off, it goes and is chased down by Myers. Myers coming out the back, pass off the back to McDonough. McDonough wraps it around. Parker sends it back around the other way for Myers. Myers skating with it now. Pass disrupted, taken away by Henry Ames. Ames skating with it, cuts back, blocked on his pass attempt. It's taken back by McDonough. McDonough Skating with Guo in pursuit, sends it off the boards, manages to get a pass up to Parker. Parker up the far side, disrupted by Guo, taken by Gurdon, pass across to O'Brien. O'Brien skating it the other way, lifts it into the Wellesley end. He's skating after it, Myers gets there first. Myers bringing it the other way. Pass up to Sharp. Sharp with Tellender on his right.
2-on-1.
Pass, shot, he whiffed on it. It's recovered by Sharp, tries to poke it in, but cannot. And O'Brien clears it out.
Sharp missing a wide open chance. Caught O'Connor out of position.
Nils Tellender off the pass from Sharp, could not get his stick on it cleanly. As the icing is called on Brookline.
Be another deadly chance for Wellesley.
And Brookline's only got 3 skaters out there, but nobody in the box. Is someone else supposed to go out there, or is someone supposed to be in the box? What's happening here? Okay, someone else was supposed to be out there. They got miscommunicated on the line change a bit as Gurdon comes back out for Brookline. Face-off goes back to Aberbach. Aberbach across to Maxwell. Maxwell shot high and wide.
Dangerous shot for Maxwell.
Aberbach pass down for Riley. Riley sends it around the back. Sharp trying to take it. Katz trying to defend. Sharp comes away with it. Sharp back to Maxwell. Maxwell across to Sharp. Sharp down for Aberbach. Pass through Riley. Couldn't connect on the one-timer. The attempted clear stopped by Aberbach. Aberbach across to Maxwell. Long shot saved by O'Connor. Into the corner it goes. Katz trying to clear. It's taken by Maxwell. Long shot. Save again by O'Connor. Riley sends a pass through. Just deflected. Now Maxwell, another shot blocked by Gurdon. Gurdon goes down hard, but Maxwell recovers. Pass up to Sharp. Sharp, a pass.
Ooh.
Whiffed on the shot again was Riley. It's covered up by O'Connor.
Had a wide open one-timer for Wiley. O'Connor dives on it. And somehow, Wellesley can't capitalize. Jack O'Connor continues to be the hero.
Noah Gurdon's down hurt.
Down.
Noah Gurdon, he went for the block on
Looks
that
like his
shot,
knee.
and he's
taking
skating off. He is able to
Hope he's
skate off, which
okay.
is a
It's a really
good sign. He looked a little hobbled when skating, so it might be one of those legs as he's going to go up the tunnel to get looked at. 1:50 left in overtime. Off the face-off. Tellender wins the battle, comes around the back. Pass back to Hamburger. Across, Myers. Myers shot, save O'Connor. Hamburger shot, save O'Connor. Tellender, the rebound around the back. Tangled up with Katz. And Katz checked into the boards by Parker.
Wellesley pleading for a penalty.
They did not get it, though, as Parker recovers that one, passes it all the way back to Myers, across to Hamburger. Hamburger across, finds an open man. Shot by Parker, saved by O'Connor. Put back, missed wide by Tellender. Recovered by Parker, pass back to Hamburger. Across to Myers. Myers approaching, shot, save O'Connor.
And Tellender had a wide open chance. Pulled it right.
1:08. Still to go in overtime, still tied at 1.
And yet again, Wellesley just can't make the shot. They've done everything but score. Point blank range.
I think I heard some MVP chants for O'Connor after that one from the Brookline side of the stands.
54 shots for Wellesley, only 1 goal.
Off the face-off, it's recovered by Maxwell. Maxwell sends it down. Back up to Maxwell. Maxwell, long shot, knocked down. And Riley missed the open chance wide.
Missed again.
Another wide miss. Sharp with the puck. 1 minute left as Sharp sends it back to Maxwell. Long insert, goes off the skate of a defender. Aberbach sends it around the boards, and O'Connor is just going to cover it up. O'Connor is like, I need to take a breath.
Oh, he definitely needs a breath. Jack O'Connor, save after save. Wellesley, the chance they've gotten, they haven't made them. Jack O'Connor, so incredible. And they'll be set if he keeps playing like this.
We've got a Let's Go Brookline chant going here at Walter Brown. with 41.5 seconds left off the face-off. Riley insert, stopped by O'Connor, and he covers it up yet again.
Gets it again. Another save, 55 shots on goal. Now for Wellesley, amazing. They only have one goal. Whole game's just been Wellesley shots, and more shots.
Off the face-off, Noah Gurdon. Noah Gurdon's back out there. We're worried he might be hurt, but he is skating, picking up speed, lost his footing, picked back by Sharp. Sharp, the shot missed wide. It wraps all the way around, going the other way. Gurdon now with a juicy chance. Recovers it off the back, trying to fight through. Pass blocked by the defense. Ames was there waiting for it, but it was blocked by Auerbach. They're going back the other way. It's blocked by O'Brien. Kept on the attack, but Auerbach gets it out to the neutral zone. Backhanded back the other way by Ames. Sent back up to Sharp. Sharp's got a lane. Sharp approaching. Dukes. He couldn't get it off. It's stopped by O'Connor. It's a tie.
Jack O'Connor comes up big. Another save. And Brookline holds on.
Jack O'Connor with one last save. He read the deke by Brody Sharp. And beyond all realm of possibility, the Brookline Warriors secure a tie against the Wellesley Raiders off the back of a godlike goaltending performance by Jack O'Connor.
Crazy goaltending performance. Not every day you see 55 shots, only one goal. And Brookline only 4 shots on goal, but they were able to take advantage of their chances. Crazy game.
Absolutely crazy game.
And a game to remember for Jack O'Connor.
No question about that, Sam.
For sure.
But that is going to do it as the Let's Go Brookline chants come back from the Brookline side of
Jack
the
O'Connor
stands.
chants.
Oh, you're right. I thought it was Let's Go Brookline, but in fact they were chanting Jack O'Connor. A very well-deserved chant for the Brookline junior netminder. Brookline's record moves to 2-3-1 off this one. Wellesley to 5-2-1. And Sam, I think that's going to about do it for us here today.
Great game for Brookline against a great Wellesley team at 5-2-1. High-powered. They just dominated. Patrick Maxwell. Hamburger was crazy good. With Jack O'Connor winning it, saving the game. And a game to remember. To definitely look back on for Brookline.
Just 2 goals scored between the two teams, despite the flurry of, rather one-sided flurry of shots. Last second goal towards the end of the first period scored by Brookline's Max Guo on the power play, assisted by Grady Ames. And for Wellesley, they answered right back with a power play goal of their own in the first seconds of the second period, scored by Nils Tellender, assisted by Aiden Riley. And then the goalies bear down for the rest of it, and mainly one goalie, Jack O'Connor, stopping over 50 shots en route to a amazing tie. And we're going to wrap up this one. Sam, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be happy to have you back on another broadcast in the future. I think you did a pretty good job for your first broadcast.
All right, thanks, Jesse. See you next week.
Absolutely. And if there are
next week
is going to be the Junior Beanpot tournament.
That's huge.
That's the charity tournament held as a fundraiser for
what?
No, hold on, for the Travis Roy Foundation. My God, my brain was absolutely blanking on that one.
We're jumbled after that crazy game.
Absolutely, exactly. The Travis Roy Junior Beanpot will be next weekend. Brookline will be facing Lexington in their first game of that one. A late game, 7:45 p.m. at the Foxborough Sports Center.
And I'll be
and
there
then,
joining.
Absolutely, and Sam will be back with me for that one. And folks, if you or anyone you know is a student who's interested in gaining some broadcasting experience, I encourage you to reach out to me if you would like the same opportunity that Sam's gotten here
It's been
today.
Great game, great first broadcast.
And that is going to do it for this broadcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, folks. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'm going to have all Brookline hockey home games plus those Junior Beanpot games next weekend, so be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. And thanks to all those who brought their support for their favorite teams in the live chat. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, then you can say something in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section for some helpful links. First, a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of BHS Hockey Booster Club if you'd like to support Brookline High boys hockey financially. Below that, you can see some helpful links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Find out how you can help some BHS students to help spread the warmth to those experiencing homelessness in our community. And below that in the description section, as well as on the bottom right corner of your screen, you can see some more information about me, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that and just contact me directly, you can email me with any questions or requests you may have. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post highlights from previous live streams.
And then I have a sports channel, YouTube Boston Sports Central, for like news, updates, stuff like that, and then Twitch with the same handle.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this broadcast, though. Final score after the overtime period, Brookline 1, Wellesley 1. For Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Walter Brown Arena. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.